Welcome to the pink build for my office with the Sahara RGB LED Obsidian, Gamdias Astrape M1 650 watt power supply, i3 9100F, 256 gigabyte SK Hynix SSD, some deep cool RF 120M fans, the Game Max GT cooler. Then we got some Ballistics RAM, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3000, and we got the motherboard, which is the MSI Z370 mortar. So let's get this put together and see how RGB we can get it. Alright, our first step is to add in the extra pins for the MATX because they have it set up for an ITX. If you want to see a review of this case, you can check out my last video. I'll post it at the end of the video. So be sure to watch the whole video and continue on watching some more right after that. Alright, the case does come with a bunch of little screws, extra standoff. It's a good thing I have extra parts because it only came with one extra standoff when you need two for the micro ATX. This bag was probably pretty annoying in your earballs. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this motherboard in, the Z370 mortar. Oh. Almost forgot the I/O shield. Snapped in there nicely. All the standoffs line up nicely with the board. Okay, there we have it. Motherboard's in. And next up is... That's nothing, Alexa. I wasn't talking to you. Thank you, though.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alright, next up is put the motherboard in or the fans. So, I mean, we put the motherboard in, the PSU or the fans. Let's go with the PSU. PSU, we're using the Gamdias M1 650 watt power supply. Alright, here's the power supply, 650 watt, 80 plus certified. I've used it in a couple other builds. It's been alright. It's got an RGB light there. As to who makes it or who they copy, I don't know. I don't even know where it's made. But it's a cheap power supply, so I probably wouldn't use it with a 3070 or a 2080 Ti or something like that. But I would use it with a 2060 or a 1660 or 1080 or... maybe not a 1080. Maybe a 1080. Probably a 1080. I mean, I'd use it on 2060, so... We're going to put some fans in now that the power supply is in. Probably should have put fans in first. Alright, we got 5 fans to put in here. Okay, so I let the camera cool down there. It got a little hot from recording in 4K. So maybe I'll do 2K from now on. But as I let that cool down, I got all the cables installed. Now this isn't a modular or semi-modular power supply, so this case really needs a fully modular power supply. I crammed all the wires in as best I could to hide as much as best I could. There's not a lot for cable management. There is only the one spot for the SSD. So now all we have to do is put the GPU in, and the only one that I have that's not being used at the moment is a 2060. So we're going to use a 2060 for now in this build. The 1660 is not available because it's in another computer that's being used at the moment. And the reason for that is because I'm waiting for a 30 series card for the build that has the 1660. And who friggin' knows when we're going to get one of those. So let me go grab that GPU and we'll get that in. Okay, so the GPU that we're using is an MSI Ventus 6 gig OC. So let's slap this puppy in and see how it does. Oh. Guess we better remove the expansion slots, or it's just not going to fit at all, is it? Alright, expansion slots are removed. Everything's looking good there, so let's go ahead and jam her in. There we go, it's clicked in. Let's get these screws in. Alright, let's go ahead and plug in our PCIe. It's just a little 6-pin. There we go, that's plugged in. Don't need the expansion slots. Let's try to clean up these cables just a little bit down here. We'll clip off the tails on the zip ties for a nice clean look, because there's not too much clean in this case because the wiring management is atrocious. Alright, so that's it. We got all our fans on, we got the GPU in, motherboard in, CPU in, power supply, SSD, cable management. Let's put the glass back on and see if this puppy fires up. See if we can get some electricity flowing. Alright, and on the glass we got this wonderful plastic keeping it all nice and clean. Right up until about now, and I put fingerprints all over it. I gotta say, this glass is pretty thick, which is nice. We'll squish those cables in there. What do you think? We'll be lucky and we'll get the electricity flowing on the first go. Power. Now we just want to turn it on. I can bring the monitor over after. Alright, so the power supply has its own RGB switch. You can change the colors of it. I'm not sure if this switch changes colors. Nope. That switch doesn't do anything. Maybe it resets it. White LEDs up here. Oh, now we got some blue LEDs. I don't know what I did there to do that. Let's go ahead and power it down, and we'll grab the monitor. Alright, we got BIOS so far. Okay, now we're to red. I think it's red because it's the last I used this motherboard for, was a red build. While we're waiting for that, there is another controller for the fans. And I believe I can change the colors with that switch there, but I'd like to see if we can do it right from the motherboard first. These fans are supposed to work with Aurora Sync, Razer Chroma, Gigabyte RGB, MSI Mystic Light, and ASRock Polychrome. I've never had any luck with ASRocks. Or ASRocks, or whatever the hell they're called. MSI motherboard, MSI GPU, should all work nicely together. I don't believe, yeah, there's no RGB on the GPU. There we go. So Mystic Light works with the fans. No idea how to turn this color. It's plugged in just through Molex connector, and you see right there, it's plugged into a Molex, and there wasn't any other things on it, so I don't know if we can actually change the color of those. I thought we could. It would make sense that we could. Alright, here we are with a finished PC. Thanks for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. And I hope you enjoyed the Sahara RGB LED Obsidian case. It's pretty cool.